and he's going to do some supports for us for Joe Lewis Walker. One being, one being at Mullum Civic Hall on the 29th of October, and the next one at the New Globe Theatre in Brisbane on the 30th of October. So, yeah, how you going, Les?
It's going to be a hoot. I love it. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, it's going. I'm really looking forward to the shows. You know, you know, I've been a fan of yours for a while, mate. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be excellent. So, what got you into blues? Like, what attracted you?
I started off playing surf music when I attended an American high school in Germany when I was very young. It was the same high school as Robert Cray went to. It was Munich American High School. And at the time, we just played surf music. And then we had Junior Walker and the All-Stars came through and played at the school. And that sort of turned my head around because I saw this chord. They were playing this sort of... It was like it ended up being the Jimi Hendrix chord, but it was Shotgun or something. Another one. And the bass line just got me. And then someone gave me an album of B.B. King's Live at the Regal.
Yeah.
And that just turned my head around. I didn't come in through country blues at all. I went straight to electric blues because I loved it. And I was playing electric guitar anyway.
Yeah.
And I just what B.B. King was doing.
Oh, I mean...
That turned my head around completely. B.B. King Live at the Regal. I was 15, I think, at the time. And then I had the good fortune of living in London and being able to see people like Peter Green playing my local pub, and saw Eric Clapton and Cream, and I actually saw Hendrix too. So,
oh wow,
privileged generation I was.
Yeah, boy, I would have given my left arm to see Hendrix.
Yeah, I saw him once. Yeah, but that was enough, you know.
Yeah. You get the drift as such, but yeah, right. So you know, you've obviously worked really hard at playing. I mean, because you've got this style that I remember seeing you all the time at. Well, actually, I first started seeing you playing with the 4 Day Riders at the Cat and Fiddle on Friday night, and they were just memorable nights. I mean, it was a packed place, and you and John Power and the King Brothers and stuff. It was great,
Yeah, no, they were great. They're so easy to work with.
Yeah,
Rock Jeff. That always, even the set list had a bit of humor as they wrote the songs. Ron would write something funny next to each song, and they were just so easy to get on. And their style, they were so relaxed. The whole thing was just conducive to having a good time for both and the audience. So, and I think everybody that's ever worked with them has a similar opinion about those two. It was just so good to work with.
Yeah, I mean, I could always say, okay, what am I going to do on Friday night? And I'd be like, I think I'm going to the Cat and Fiddle.
Yeah.
It was,
that was quite fun.
Yeah. So, guitar, since you got this lovely guitar in front of you, a Stratocaster, I think, is it? Yeah.
It's a Strat, yeah.
So how long you had that for?
Oh, not very long, but I've had Strats. I mainly started playing Strats right from the surf days in American school, and of course then seeing Hendrix sort of cemented that as well. I think everyone just stuck to their Strats after that. I tried a couple of Gibsons, but it didn't work for me. So I used Strats most of my life, and probably the time you saw me at the Cat and Fiddle. Just lately, I've started using a Gibson Les Paul.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But still with P90 pickups, still big single coils like these. So,
yeah.
the Strats. It's a good workhorse, and it's designed to be, to stand the rigors of the road, as it were.
Yeah.
Gibson's a bit more delicate. These are a bit. In England, people used to, the skinhead bands used to, and they played soul music, used to use Telecasters. The reasoning was they could hit people over the head with them.
Yeah.
It still wouldn't go.
Excellent. So, so after 4 Day Riders, you started like the Hippos, and then you went through the Bondi Cigars. I mean, it's
the Hippos, Bondi Cigars, and then I moved to Adelaide and formed a band called the Donkeys. Yeah. And we still play, actually. We played a couple of months ago. I go back there, and I'm going to be playing with them after Patonga. I'm going through it and hooking up with them. So, and then when I moved to Western Australia, I formed a band called the Nervous Investors.
Yeah.
And, we worked together for about 10 years, and we ended up backing people like Johnny Johnson and Chris Kane and a lot of people. So, yeah, we've had fun with that.
Oh, excellent! Yeah,
I've got bands all over Australia. Really, it's just that I managed to hook up with and have fun with.
Yeah. I mean, and it comes out. Having fun. Like it really comes out when watching you play. It's great.
Yeah, that's what it's about. Ultimately, a couple of weeks ago, I managed to have a good time with Ali Penny. We played at the Bellingen golf course.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, some of the footage is available on my website too, and of all these different things. But yeah, some of that, and that was a lot of fun. It's always fun playing with Ali. She's such a good vibe person, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, we had her at Batonga with Cyril B. Bunter last year, and it was
really
great.
adds to that band. God.
Oh,
I mean, they're great now. So they always were, but
yeah,
when they've sort of reformed you know, it's all the fun without the stress. It looks like you're hearing them. I saw them at Threadbow last year, and they were just on fire.
Yeah, definitely. So what does blues mean to you? You know, like how would you define it? You know, some people go, oh, it's like, you know, a good man feeling bad, you know, and all this. You know, I mean, there's a lot of different opinions or whatever out there. What's for you?
To me, it's always been somehow managing to transmute bad feelings into good feelings.
Yeah.
It's an alchemy sort of okay, so you're feeling bad, but let's dance to it.
Yeah.
Or let's celebrate it, or let's let it out, and by letting it out, somehow it then turns into a good feeling for everyone. You know.
Yeah.
From a guitarist point of view, it's a great grid to improvise over, to have fun. But as someone said, it's easy to play the blues, but it's hard to feel it. Yeah. So you can throw the notes around, but it's a different story, you know, making it mean something. So
yeah.
When things get too complex, I always listen to John Lee Hooker because he.
Yeah, I mean it's like that well placed one note almost.
Yeah,
you know,
he keeps it simple, but it's in the right place, and his voice is to die for.
Oh yeah, it's
So.
Yeah, it was funny.
Going back to Joe Louis Walker, I was a big fan of his. Right, pretty well after the 4-Day Riders days, and we ended up using one of his songs and actually recording one of his songs called "One Time Around."
Oh yeah.
And we still do it with the Donkeys, and I still do it with other bands now and again.
Yeah,
we probably won't do it when I'm backing him up because we'll leave that up to him. Hopefully, mind you, if he doesn't do it, I'll probably do it. So,
well, yeah, I reckon it's open slather. You know, if he's not doing it,
if he's going to do the song, great. If he's not, I'll do it. So.
Yeah, I reckon that's a good one. I like that philosophy. So you know, over the years, we'll go back a bit. You've done a lot of different supports too, you know, with various bands for American or blues artists that have come in. I mean, tell us maybe things about that, and what was memorable moments, and what was kind of like, oh boy, you know, I just dropped a clanger, I've done something. You know, Mal was telling us once when the other time I was speaking to him that he did a support for Lonnie Mack, and then Lonnie Mack asked him to come out, and he was totally unprepared, and Mal was not real happy about that. And you know, Lonnie Mack said, "What song do you want to do?" You know, and he went, "Oh, well, let's do I'm Ready," and then he counted it in way too fast, and it just, he was kind of pretty embarrassed. I mean, things like that. I mean, let's hear some gossip.
Probably not noticed though, except him. You know, it's one of those things.
Yeah.
But for me, I think the highlight was doing Johnny Johnson's tour of Australia. You know, Johnny Johnson being Chuck Berry's piano player, the father of the blues on piano, anyway.
Yeah.
He toured Australia a few times. This is the last tour he did before he passed away, and he brought his wife with him. I think she was much younger than him. She was trying to keep an eye on him, stop him from getting into trouble because he still had a, you know,
a classic,
a capacity to have fun. Put it that way.
Excellent.
But he didn't do any rehearsals, and it was my first trip with him, and he didn't do any rehearsals and no sound check, and he talks very softly. So at the piano I could hardly hear him, and he wanted me to, and the idea was we were going to do 2 weeks and then do a live at the basement thing, you know, for the ABC.
Oh yeah.
And what happened was we ended up doing one gig in Canberra and then live at the basement straight away. So we hardly knew what was going on, and of course he does classics like Georgia Line. And there's a million different ways of playing it, the different ways of arranging it and chording it, and he wanted me to sing it. So, and this was on the live at the basement. I'm going, and because he's got his left hand and he's playing different bass lines, different chord arrangements, I've got one way to play. We never rehearsed it, so I was trying to chord it the way he played it, as well as sing it, and so that to me, I was going, oh, you know, really split down the middle there. But yeah, it sort of worked out okay. Because when I watch it, the Live at the Basement, I can see myself going, what the fuck, you know? But,
yeah.
But he's cool. Johnny Johnson was great, but also playing with Chris Kane was fun.
Oh yeah.
We played with him about 3-4 times now at Naruna.
Yeah, right.
And there's another guy called Kenny Blues Boss Wayne, keyboard player. He was really good too. Barbara Blue, Diana Greenleaf. There was a few others. But yeah, Chris Kane was funny because I had to meet him at the airport. I'd never seen him before. And it was Sydney Airport. And 4 flights have landed from America at the same time. That's, you know, what does he look like?
Yeah.
I'd heard he had a, and he does love Cooper's beer. So I'm sort of looking out for him, and I'm seeing all these guys come off with guitar cases, and some of them, you know, African Americans, because he's not actually African American. He's half African American. He's half black, half Greek.
Oh, yeah.
He calls himself a bleak. Yeah.
Bleak. And
this guy comes down the ramp with a guitar, sort of guitar case like this, with a huge Cooper sticker on the case. And I went, that's got to be him. And sure enough, it was him. You know.
Yeah. I know. It's funny. I mean, when I had Charlie Musselwhite out, you know, in 2012. But you know, we all know what he looks like. You know, so it was pretty easy when he walked off the plane. I'm like, going, there you go, that's Charlie. You know, it's and the same with John Hammond. You know, it's kind of but I'm not sure because I've only seen a few pictures and it's been a while of Chris Kane. So yeah, that'll be.
He's fabulous. He's a great player.
Yeah.
I like his flow. He's just got such an amazing flow in his playing. It's just unstoppable. I mean, very you know, a lot of really signature riffs, like most people do. Most of the people you really like have got their signature sound and got their signature riffs. They don't really sound like other people, you know, so they sound like themselves.
Yeah.
And that's the clue, really, you know.
It is, isn't it? That's really in that when you listen to something, you know, like, say, well, Johnny Winter. I mean, that's a classic, you know, exactly. It's Johnny Winter playing.
Straight away.
Straight away. It's, you know.
They probably make lousy session guitar players because it couldn't be everybody else as well. You know?
Yeah.
They can always be themselves, which is, you know,
it's
what
like,
you want.
Johnny, we want you to be Jimmy.
That's no, not this time.
Not this time. But oh no, wait. Well, so what can we expect? You know, with you doing the supports for Joe, you know, what do you got in mind?
Well, just do what I do. Mainly, we're going to be in a warm-up situation. Probably a couple of originals, a few, you know, blues classics, and just a bit of guitar jiggery pokery, and just try to get the you know. Get the vibe up a bit.
So, yeah. Oh, that's great. I'll tell you, really looking forward to this. You know, the tour, and also when you come and play Patonga Blues across the bay, that's going to be a great day too. Good. Yeah. So I suppose I'll just better let everyone know. Mullum Civic Hall on the 29th of October. Les Karski Band is going to be supporting Joe Louis Walker, and also at the New Globe Theatre in Brisbane on the 30th of October. So
don't miss it.
Don't miss it. Get your tickets; they're selling fast. You know, it's going to be great.
Know who Joe Walker is? Well, find out and then come and see him.
Yeah. I mean, it's great. You know, the other day actually, just Kevin Oxford, you know, is a friend on Facebook, and he just put a big blurb up about Joe Louis Walker twice.
Excellent.
Yeah, like reposted and said, "Look, I'm just going to have to say this again." And he went through the whole thing again where he, you know, played the midday show with Choot Robillard and just nailed it. George Benson was watching it and was really impressed with it all. And that that basically, you know, you can't miss him because he does everything from soul, gospel, blues, you know. He's, you know, a little looking forward to that one. But
I want to hear him play a song. It's got this great song called Too Drunk to Drive Home Drunk.
It's a great one, isn't it? He seems a bit of a character, so it's gonna you know, I think it's gonna be a bit of fun, you know. I'm
looking forward to it. It's gonna be good fun.
Yeah, tell me about your record producing.
Well, when I came to Australia, I you know, started doing some of that. I worked in Melbourne for Barry Earle's Suicide label. It was an offshoot of Mushroom, and I think we we did The Boys Next Door, which is Nick Cave, and we did The Models, which was then the Teenage Radio Stars and all that kind of thing. And I came back to Sydney. I started working for George Young and Harry Vander. Did an album for Ray Arnott, and did a bit of session work. Played bass on Flash in the Pan and Cheetah and some of them. And then had some success with Midnight Oil. Did produce the Head Injuries album and the subsequent Bird Noises EP.
Wow.
And I did all the Spy vs. Spy albums as well.
Jeez, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so you talk about red lights and stuff, so I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
People play great, and then you say it's a take, and they all freeze up. So
yeah.
Sometimes it's the same thing. You just run through the song, and and you're taking as they're running through the song. Yeah. And then relaxed, You don't
kind of let them know. Go, you actually recorded all that.
Yeah. Yeah, that sort of nerves thing. I got that totally.
Oh yeah, excellent stuff. Thanks so much, Les. Again, it was really good to have a chat, and I'm looking forward to catching up and having a bit of fun on tour.
Yeah.
Take care.
All right.
I'm doing these blogs because I love blues music, and I know you guys do too. So let's share it. Share it to all your friends and show them the power of blues music.